the hunt. This guy needs to get busy for two reasons. One, he's in his 30s, and two, he has 7 kids.
7 kids, so he definitely needs to make a little bit of money, eh? All right, so we are ready for our main event tonight, coming out of the junior welterweight division. Jeffrey Resto versus Michael Warwick. 2 17-1 fighters are ready to do it. But one of our features this evening, our first fight of the night, our co-feature, Gary Stark, a local product from Staten Island, New York, a 4-time Golden Gloves champion at 8-0, will take on Jose Espinal from Queens, New York, 3-2-1. And Gary Stark, there's Jose as he makes his way to the ring with a 3-2-1 record out of the junior featherweight division. 6 rounds of boxing here from the Manhattan Center between 2 local products. And Gary Stark from Staten Island, he's brought a number of friends and family, also a couple of celebrities to watch him this evening here at the Grand Ballroom. And this is one of our co-features this evening, coming from the junior featherweight division, 122 pounds, as we continue to look at Jose Espinal in blue, and he is definitely looking forward to having an opportunity to put the first mark on Gary Stark's record. And here comes Gary. The little guy has won a number of fights. That's his father, Gary Stark Sr. in front. Gary's kid Stark. And listen to the fans. He has plenty of support. So Gary really looking to step it up at 8-0 and take his career to the next level. And standing in the way, Jose Espinal from Queens. All right, let's take a look at the rules for the bout. Six rounds of boxing from the junior featherweight division. Here's Sid Rosenberg with the introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Bella Entertainment and HD Net's Broadway Boxing. Presented by Mohegan Sun from the Grand Ballroom here at the Manhattan Center. Tonight's fights are promoted by DeBella Entertainment and sponsored by Turner Construction and HBO Sports. This bout is sanctioned by the New York State Athletic Commission. The chairman is Ron Scott Stevens. Timekeeper at the bell is Kathy Paolillo. Counting the knockdown seconds, Wayne Kelly. The physicians at ringside, Osric King, Joseph Herrera, and Rick Weinstein. Our 3 judges for this bout, Melvina Lathan, Dick Flaherty, and Don Treller. Our referee is Johnny Callis. And now, 6 rounds of boxing in the junior featherweight division. To my left, in the blue corner, wearing blue trunks with white tassel, weighing in at 122 pounds, a pro record of 3 wins, 2 losses. He's got 1 draw. Fighting out of Queens, New York, he is Jose Espinal. And in the red corner, wearing red with silver stripes, weighing in at a ready 121 3/4 pounds, a pro record of 8-0, 4 wins by way of knockout, fighting out of Staten Island, New York, Gary Kid Stark Jr.
Race me, my man. Jose, Gary, you received your instructions in the dressing room. I want you to, above all, obey my commands at all times. First command is right now, gentlemen. Touch him up. Come out fighting.
All right, so Gary Kid Stark uncharacteristically refusing to look Jose Espinal in the eye.
Yeah, I saw that. And the
Or
referee,
even touch gloves.
Referee didn't like that.
According to some sources in the locker rooms, Jose Espinal feels he's got an advantage against Stark, and he is looking forward to getting in the ring with him. Stark in the red trunks, Espinal in the blue.
Because both these guys like distance, more boxers than punchers. We'll see who the aggressor is going to be.
I put my money on Jose as being aggressive. Gary's an excellent, slick boxer.
With power?
Decent power. He has enough power to make you, you know, stop for a split second.
Got to give Espinal the advantage in the tattoos, no? 10-9 maybe?
Gary Kid Stark, four-time Golden Gloves champion out of Staten Island, trained by his father, Gary Sr. Tripling up a jab, followed by a nice right hand.
Step back. Great.
Low left hook by Espinal. Now Stark really banging the body hard with the right hand. And he's got Espinal retreating. That left hook blocked by Espinal.
Well, Gary wants to look exceptional tonight. You know, he has the Jigger Man Jay-Z in the house for him. A big crowd here. So he really wants to dominate and look good.
Brian, you told me Jay-Z was here to see you. Well, that too, right?
Yeah, that too.
All right. I know early indications to me, Gus, it looks like Gary Stark is slightly the harder puncher here. No knockouts yet for Espinal in his 3 wins.
Actually, Gary Starks look a little bigger than Jose physically.
Certainly does.
And I give these guys credit for fighting each other because, you know, there aren't many guys at this weight in New York or on the East Coast. I mean, this is a division dominated by Latin fighters, Mexican fighters, and it's very hard to match yourself properly when you're young at junior featherweight, bantamweight, and flyweight.
Some blood now coming out of the mouth of Stark. Wild punches by Espinal. And Stark tries to tie him up. Stark has a penchant for brawling as opposed to using his boxing skills.
That comes with confidence, Gus. You know, guy's very overconfident. You know, he came in with the established amateur background. He feels he's the man. When you get in there, you always want to stand your own ground.
Closing moments of the first round scheduled for 6, the junior featherweights. Jose Espinal, no fear in round number 1.
Nice job.
Tonight's boxing is brought to you by Turner Construction, building the future, and by Mohegan Sun. Come play.
After 8 pro fights, you wouldn't think that. Maybe fighting another New York fighter. He's a little nervous.
Take a look at the power punches in round 1.
Yeah, that's 100 punches from Espinal. It's actually a pretty close round, Brian. I don't know. I gave it to Stark on more effective punching, but the numbers suggest maybe Espinal deserved it. I don't know. Close round.
Actually, I gave the nod to Gary.
Here's that left hook to the body. Now Stark starting to warm up a bit. Tonight's Cotton Box Stat is being sponsored by Watkins Staffing, New York's newest staffing company, headquartered in Long Island. Contact Watkins for all of your staffing needs at www.watkinsstaffing.com. Round number 2 in the junior featherweight division between Gary Stark in the red and Jose Espinal in blue. Stark, the more heralded amateur, 4 New York City Golden Gloves titles, 8-0 record, 4 KOs. Espinal from Queens, 3-2-1.
And I'm looking at Espinal's record. His 2 losses by split and majority decision is 3 wins by split and majority decision. So this guy's always in tough fights, and he makes it tough on the judges.
Wide punches now by Stark.
Looking at the 2 guys going into the fight, I thought Espinal would be physically stronger. But look on the inside, like Gary's able to push him off with no problem.
Espinal swinging wildly, losing his balance. Stark trying to go to the body, but blocked nicely by Espinal. Both fighters showing signs of fatigue here in the second round.
Stark holding that left hand way down. For some guys it works, for some guys it doesn't work.
It's that Floyd Mayweather style of fighting.
Well, for Gary, what I noticed, he has the hand down, but his chin is tough. So his chin is in the air.
Doubling up the jab, Stark, but Espinal continues to come in. Stark moving. And he gets hit with a great sharp left hook by Espinal. Espinal winging it down. 30 seconds remaining in the second round.
Stark need to put more punches together on the inside. Bring him under.
Espinal backing up to the ropes. Stark with the uppercut block. Overhand right landing by Espinal. There's a left hook by Espinal. Closing moments of round 2.
Keep him up.
Pushing his man back.
Now Espinal backpedaling. Stark rolling on a right hand. Gary Stark in red. Jose Espinal in blue. Round number 3. Scheduled for 6 in the junior featherweight division.
You know, Espinal's corner asked him to box more, use more jabs. And I don't think that would be a bad idea right now to try to box Gary Stark. Because Gary's in a counter-punching mode right now. So to throw his rhythm off, if you start boxing him, you can throw his timing off.
And those body shots by Stark, I believe, have started to take their toll on Espinal. He doesn't have the same kind of pop in his legs as early on. Now Stark trying to pour it on.
You're right, Dustin. Like I mentioned earlier, going into the fight, I thought Espinal was the stronger guy.
There's a left hook by Stark.
Straight
right hand.
Stark's got to be careful because Espinal's looking to counter with that big left hook off the ropes.
This is a good fight, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, that right hand to the body is smart. But Espinal comes right back with 2 himself.
Gary threw some nice right hand to the body. I like to see him fake the right hand to the body and go straight upstairs.
Espinal wanting Stark to come on. Now he catches Stark in the corner. Neither of these fighters backing down.
Or maybe Espinal want to impress Jigger himself.
Important for Stark to keep his cool because Espinal's trying to drag him into the street fight with all the macho gyrations, and Stark is being pretty cool, staying outside. He's got to remember his game plan. He's got to remember he's a boxer first.
Here's a double-up jab, straight right hand to the chin by Stark as he steps back. There's a sharp right hand over the top by Gary Kid Stark. But Espinal comes back with a left hook right on the chin. Now Stark's starting to use his boxing skills more.
And Gus, you know, for all of the gyrations and body language of Espinal, this is Stark's best round of the 3 by far.
How do you have it scored so far?
Well, I had a 1-1 going into this round, but with 20 seconds left, this is clearly Stark's round.
I agree, Steve. Last round, I thought Espinal did some good things in there.
The end of round 3. Round number 4, scheduled for 6 in the junior featherweight division. Gary Stark, 8-0 in red against Jose Espinal, 3-2-1 in blue. But both of these fighters look evenly matched to this point.
And Gus, they didn't only look busy in that 3rd round, they were busy. Stark 92 punches, Espinal 86, but Stark landed 26 punches to Espinal 16. That was clear to us, and that's why we gave him the round.
There's a right hand getting in from Stark. Stark trying to control his emotions and not be baited by the demonstrative Espinal.
I think he's done a great job of keeping his cool, Brian. That's a hard thing for a fighter to do, isn't it, when the other guy's trying to call you out like that?
Absolutely right. I mean, this is a fight sport. You know, got a guy standing there saying, "Come on, bring it." You want to bring it,
Right.
But Gary, he's kept his rhythm. He's in a nice groove. You have to give credit to Gary's corner for keeping him so composed.
Now Stark on his toes, circling. There's a quick right hand, then he gets out. But Gary Stark decides to box as opposed to slug. He is a much more effective fighter.
I agree, Gus. Hand speed is better, a little slicker. If he boxes, it'll be an easier fight.
And the one thing Starks is doing real well is using his feet to play defense. He's just stepping behind and out of the way of the punches. There he does it. Landed a left and moved away.
Right, he never lays in front of the guy. He always steps around.
There's a 3-punch combination, and then Stark steps off the line. And this has confused Espinal a bit, this style of fighting.
I agree, Gus, and also maybe Espinal used up a little of his energy with all those macho moves he was making in round 3.
And Espinal probably figured Gary would stay in a slugging mode. Gary came out this round boxing.
Both fighters taking off round number 4. Not as much action as in the first 3.
Let go of him, Gary.
Espinal hitting Stark behind the elbow. 30 seconds remaining in the 4th round.
Excellent movement.
That's what you want to see.
I love Gary's movement. That's what it's called, boxing. And he's not boring with it. He's landing, slipping around.
The end of round 4. A nice round for Stark.
With the modeling money, I would do about 6 months on, and then I would go back to school about 6 months a year and use the money that I worked for. It was perfect, actually. It took me 5 years to graduate, but I really worked hard when I was in school. I was a tomboy. I was a jock. Yeah, I played soccer and softball and badminton and racquetball and anything that I could get my hands on that was competitive. I grew up with my father as a big influence, so yeah, he got me into a lot of sports, which was really great.
Venus swimwear, cover model. Look at her. Come on, look at the camera.
Beautiful face.
Don't hate her.
I hate her.
It only shows you if you pay big, I mean, you get paid big money or you get a cover. Something like that, right?
Something like that.
Something like that, okay?
Being attractive is absolutely an important part.
Maldonado has been giving Espinal some outstanding coaching in the corner.
Espinal is just too macho.
Espinal not following the instructions of his trainer, doubling up the jab to get inside and then throwing his load.
Right, that's the key. As I said, try to block Gary with it. Throw him off his rhythm, because Gary's in a nice rhythm. See, in and out, slipping. Espinal is making it easy for Gary Stark.
And again, those feet of Gary Stark enabling him to step out of the way of those telegraphed wide shots of Espinal.
Stark lives with his father and trainer Gary Sr. Works at the Chelsea Piers as a boxing trainer, and there's a lot of family and friends in attendance tonight.
Anybody else we know, Gus, trains at Chelsea Piers? I'm not naming names.
Now Stark on his toe. As the fans start to chant Gary.
So it's obvious that Espinal is fatigued. He's just trying to lean and lay on Gary.
Well, the type of punches, Brian, that Espinal throws takes a lot out of you, doesn't it? Those wide, heavy shots.
Especially when you miss.
Right, exactly.
He's just trying to lay on Gary and punch.
That's where he has also a chance to rest. Stark using his shoulder with the shoe shine. Now Stark backs up. There's a sharp right hand to the body. That must hurt. That gets Espinal to drop his hand. Look at Espinal's hands at his waist. There's the overhand right. Connected for Stark.
Well, you can see why Jay-Z and the whole Rockaway family is behind Gary Stark. This guy's an excellent boxer. He can go places in the sport. And at that weight, the only other fighter I believe you have to worry about is Mark Too Sharp Johnson.
The end of the round.
Come on, come on. Let go.
this scored so far?
Well, I have it 4 rounds to 1 for Stark. In round 5, Espinal only 44 punches, only 8 connects. He's really slumped since that big second round he had.
I gave Espinal just the second round was aggression. I thought he did some nice things in there. Since then, Gary Starks has controlled the pace, boxed beautiful. Look at the movement, the angles. Jab, jab, step around. Combinations. He's fluent in there.
Oh! Stark with a left hook. No.
He landed a punch.
He slipped. And the replay will ultimately make the final decision, but Espinal says that he just lost his footing. There's a wild right hand by Jose.
And the thing about Gary, he's been dominating up to this point, but he hasn't lost focus.
Stark using his boxing skills. Lead uppercut blocked by Espinal. There's a 1-2 right on the button, followed by another right hand by Stark. Lead uppercut blocked again by Espinal. And there's that right hand to the body, and he pivots off the line.
But he's not going one way, he's going both sides, left and right. So he's confusing Espinal. He punch one way, go this way, next combination he go the next way.
Round 6 scheduled for 6. This fight being dominated now by Stark. The Staten Island Board Golden Gloves, multiple Golden Gloves champion. And it just looks as though Espinal doesn't have the same kind of steam as he had early on.
Exactly right. The only punch he's landed is that jumping left hook of his, and he's only landed 1 or 2 of those this round. It's he just doesn't have the power to hit a 6-run home run right now in the 6th round, and that's what he needs.
Well, his corner been begging for a jab. He hasn't thrown that in about 4 rounds.
Right. No jabs, and a lot of good boxing and a lot of good jabs from Gary Stark.
25 seconds remaining in the 6th and final round between Gary Stark in the red and Jose Espinal in the blue. And Stark, especially from round 3 on, outclassing Espinal, using that great boxing skill that made him a 4-time Golden Gloves champion. But Jose Espinal was game. And that is it.
I've had a few comments say that they never had nurses that looked like me. They always had big burly women. A common misconception with models is that they're not intelligent or they don't have any training in anything but taking their picture, but I'm here to say it's not true.
Here I am in beautiful, where are we at? Sarasota. Okay, for all you Maxim fans, I'm next to swimsuit issue Maxim girl, Amber Arbucci. We're very much in love, but we're keeping it very professional.
Venus is one of the first clients I ever had, and they mean a lot to me as a team because they really are like my family, and I love them all very much. I've worked with them a lot, and I have a rapport, and I feel comfortable working around them, and the photographer has been the same, and I feel comfortable with him. And so I've gotten to really feel like myself in front of the camera. I think what makes a person a good model, I don't think it has anything to do with any kind of school or training. I think it is experience, and as you go, you watch people and you learn from them, like other models, and just getting to feel more comfortable in the camera. There's many beautiful girls, but they don't necessarily model well, but there's also many average-looking girls that come out amazingly beautiful in pictures. And so I think to be a good model, it comes from within and from experience, but really you have to be confident in yourself.
All three judges, Judge Lathan, Judge Flaherty, and Judge Trella, score the bout with identical scores, all at 60 to 54. Your winner, and still undefeated at 9-0, Gary Kid Stark Jr.
So Gary Kid Stark Jr. improves his record to 9-0 with a shutout win over Jose Espinal, who falls to 3-3-1. So the Kid winning a unanimous shutout decision, not losing a round according to the judges, and he's joined now by our Steve Farhood in the center of the ring.
Gary.
Can I say something first?
Go ahead.
First, I want to thank the Lord. I want to thank my father, Nermal, everybody in my camp, Lou, Jay-Z, Chris Gotti, of course. Much love, Chris. Dame, Skano, Skane Dollar, everybody. Everybody that supported me, baby.
Good job. In the fight, the first 2 rounds, you kind of were taking turns with him. Who was the aggressor? Who was the boxer? After that, you fought your fight. How did you adjust, and why did you adjust?
I fought him in the 2000 Golden Gloves. I knew he was tough in the beginning. We've been training him real hard for this. We know he was a constant puncher. So I had to establish my jab first, that I need to, improve much more. With my trainers and my father and stuff, they've been going over me with the jab, that I needed a jab to beat this kid. But he was coming in close, throw a lot of punches, so I had to establish boxing because he's a great slugger.
In the first couple of rounds, he was banging his chest. He was trying to be macho with you.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like that worked into dragging you into a brawl.
Nah, that don't work. I'm a humble guy. I'm a nice guy. I don't need to do all that. He did it before in the Golden Gloves 2000 when he won the Golden Gloves twice, and I didn't win them yet. He did the same thing, so it really don't matter. I'm from Staten Island. I'm from Brooklyn. I see those things all the time.
Gary, take a look at the monitor. Here's our Mohegan Sun replay of the fight. Tell us what you see now as you're boxing nicely.
Throwing nice combinations. My hands are still a little low. I'm trying to keep the Mayweather going, but he keeps on. I'm trying to slip so much, and he just a constant puncher. I wanna say that my camp was great for this fight. My camp was great, and with all these guys supporting me so much, Dame Dash supporting me to the fullest, with Rockaway and Rockefeller and everything. I just try to show these guys so much love and.
Well, you did a great job. That was a good finish. Nice boxing, nice body work the whole way, and you showed in the last 4 rounds what you can do as a boxer. Gary Stark going to 9-0, undefeated. Congratulations, and back to Gus. Nice to meet you, too.
All right, Steve. Coming up later tonight, Jeffrey Resto, 17-1, looking to make up for the only blemish on his record. He will take on Michael Warwick from Washington, D.C. in a junior welterweight bout scheduled for 10 rounds. That's our main event coming up later. Welcome back to the Grand Ballroom here at Manhattan Center, where this beautiful fight card continues. Our next fight comes out of the Cruiserweight division. Hino Hikamino takes on Sam Lashley. This one's scheduled for 4 rounds. So Lashley with skill at 192. He's ready to take on Hino Hikamino. So Hino Hikamino, 4-0 with 3 knockouts, weighing in at 191.5 pounds. This fight in the Cruiserweight division scheduled for 4 rounds.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Bella Entertainment and HD Net's Broadway Boxing. Presented by Mohegan Sun from the Grand Ballroom here at the Manhattan Center. Tonight's fights are promoted by DeBella Entertainment. They're also sponsored by Turner Construction and HBO Sports. And of course, the bout is sanctioned by the New York State Athletic Commission. Chairman is Ron Scott Stevens. Timekeeper at the bell is Kathy Paolillo. Counting the knockdown seconds is Johnny Callis. Physicians by the ring, Osric King, Joseph Ferrero, and Rick Weinstein. The judges are Don Trella, Dick Flaherty, and Tommy Kosmatic. And your referee is Wayne Kelly. Now, ladies and gentlemen, 6 rounds of boxing in the Cruiserweight division. First to my left in the blue corner, he's wearing silver with black trim. Weighing in at 192 pounds, comes in with a record of 4-2 with 1 win by way of knockout from Brooklyn, New York, Sam the Desert Lion Lashley. And in the red corner, wearing black and red with white stripes, coming in at 191.25 pounds. He's 4-0, including 3 wins by way of knockout. Nigeria, now Queens, New York. He is Ihonemen Ino Ekimenor. 4 rounds of cruiserweight fighting.
Stand in the ring. Let's go, stand in the ring. All right, gentlemen, we're boxing under the rules of the New York State Athletic Commission. I expect a clean fight.